Dwayne here, PhoenixTypewriter.com. We're going to look at Smith Corona. This is a classic 12, but a lot of the models use the same ribbon lift here. And most of their models use the same, especially the nice full-size machines they have here. Full-size portables, I call them. Not the ultralights or anything. Use a, two-spool ribbon. It goes through these little forks right here. A little fork there, the eyelet comes on, makes it reverse, blah blah. But the thing that I'm going to focus on today is this lift. This is the lift that you just squeeze the ribbon through. So there's no wrapping it around behind or anything, it just goes between these two forks. There's two forks there, like that, and the ribbon goes between them. Trouble is, this one is loose and it just pops out of there. It's supposed to be tight, like this lift arm. This is a brand new one. This is the lift. So all it is a thin piece, and the ribbon goes right between these two pieces right there, which it doesn't even look like it will fit. But it will. It goes in the gap right up here at the top, right there, spreads a little bit and goes in there on both sides. And that's all it does. So I'll show you what this does here. How it fits through. So let's say this is in your machine. Clamp it in here so I can grip it. So let's say this is in your machine. You would want to take your ribbon, either use some gloves, or the ink rubs off on these pretty easily, so it's not that bad. But all you do is pull the ribbon tight and squeeze it between this two. There's a little nipple there. Squeeze that through. Squeeze it through that side. And then it goes right down, and then it flows right through there. So that's the way she works. Like that. And if you look at this ribbon, it's just like that. When it's perfect, it doesn't want to bounce back out of there either. It kind of stays in there, stays in place, but moves freely. Again, that gap is virtually nothing, but it is enough for that ribbon to go through. And everything is good. And then it takes a little bit of a pulling to get this out. Makes a little snap. That's perfect, but the one in the machine here is not perfect. It's way loose, and we're going to show you how to tighten it up. If they're too tight, it's pretty easy. You just spread the gap there. You would just take that and get something in here and spread the gap with a tool or something. Add something around here I could use. I don't see anymore. So if you had something in here too tight, you push something between here and spread that if you needed to, like that. But this one's perfect, so this one is too loose. It just wants to flop out of there. So we need to squeeze it together tighter. And there's a couple ways to do this. Put this thing on red so it'll go up all the way. Maybe even use a shift down so it goes up all the way, so that you can squeeze it at the bottom here where it's connected, and squeeze it to get a little tighter. You can do that to both sides. That side looks pretty close right there. So we'll take this tool now, and we're going to spread the gap a little bit, lift it up, get it up a little bit here. Let's see, so we can see there, see how it's working. So stick this between there, and then we can squeeze the top here where that little divot is. So that's got the little That little divot right there. Tiny little triangle right there and right there. That's kind of what keeps it in there. So let's spread that a little bit, and then we'll try squeezing just the very top together. See, it's not spread enough. Let's stick a little bigger tool in here to spread get that to bend properly. Okay, so I got that in there. So now the top has a big gap right here at the top. I'm going to squeeze that together. And then when I pull the tool out, it's touching now right there. So let's try that side and see if this fits better. I'm just going to do it one side. It's still flopping a little bit. Catching just a hair. Let's just do it a little more. We'll widen this gap here like I did before. With the tool. Something to spread it. And then we're going to squeeze the top again. And try to get that to spread a little more so when I go to squeeze it, the metal will bend just at the top here. Let's try it again. Let's try that. Now I'm going to actually squeeze the bottom a little bit. See if I can close that gap. Alright, that worked. Let's try sticking it through. Yeah, that's good. So that's got just a little bit of gap. Flows through pretty easy and doesn't want to come out. That's perfect. Let's try this side. So this side is not as loose as the other side. This side is good. So now we'll stick it through both. Should be good. So that's what's got to be done. If that's too loose, that's good now. It doesn't want to come out of there. Side's a little loose, but I think it's acceptable for that. And then it still should be pretty close gap here. I'll pull that back out. So you can see the gap is a little bit. You can see a little bit of gap there, but pretty good. So that's how you do that on the style that you squeeze through just pull it, squeeze it through. Doesn't always work the first time. There we go. Make sure it's in your little forks over here. Make sure the eyelet is wound inside the spool when you do that. And away it goes. Alright, Phoenix Typewriter. Good day.